What's going on, everyone? My name's Patterson, and welcome back to the top 100 greatest Pokemon of all time. Today, we are going through 80 through 71. So we got another 10 Pokemon here for you today. Let me know in the comments section below if you see your favorite Pokemon on this list at any point. And if you are taking on this mammoth task with me, be sure to leave your own top 10, 80 through 71 in the comment section below. I don't know if many people will be doing that, but honestly, it takes so much effort to collate a list of 100. If you do, I'll absolutely take a look at it, and hopefully we'll get some discussion going on in the comments too. So without further ado, let's get into today's 10. Starting off today's 10, we have Hitmonlee. Now, Hitmonlee is my favorite out of the Hitmon trio. I actually think it's one of the best designed Pokemon in Generation 1, which is a big thing to say because Generation 1 is widely regarded by lots of people to be the best designs. A lot of those people are Gen 1ers, but you know, that's okay, that's fine. I like Hitmonlee. The thing is, it doesn't have a mouth, which makes it really strange. Like, how does it eat? Does it eat through its feet? Does it osmosis all the food into its body? Or does it go through the eye sockets? I don't know. I like using Hitmonlee in competitive too, especially the normal gem, unburden boosting, fake out combination, which you can flinch someone, you get the normal gem boost, which does a little bit more damage. Then you can basically sweep with high jump kick. It's a good time. It's a good time. Hitmonlee is super powerful, and it definitely deserves a spot on today's list. Next up, we have Scizor, the Generation 2 evolution to Scyther. This thing is an absolute monster. Not even Mega Scizor, just normal Scizor is an absolute monster. When this thing Mega evolves, it becomes a sweeping machine. As an incredibly good typing, I just have that 4 times weakness to fire, which is a problem, and people usually run fire-type moves in competitive battling just to take on Scizors and Mega Scizor, but it gets access to a lot of different moves, which makes it very, very versatile. So you can use it as like a defensive set, you can use an offensive set, you can set up with it. You can trick people into thinking you have a Mega Evolution when actually you just Choice Band it.
Surprise, motherfucker.
You smack it with a Bullet Punch's Choice Band, and it's still gonna be doing a lot of damage. And its sleek red design looking very, very nice. I like how they added in that Steel type, and they took a Pokemon from Generation 1 and they were like, yo, let's just make this way better. Lycanroc was a really hard Pokemon to place. Like, I wanted to put it further up, but since Generation is pretty new, I haven't had the chance to really use it as much as I would like to yet. But Lycanroc is one of my favorite Generation 7 Pokemon. I've loved it since the first second I saw it in a Korokoro scan, I believe it was, when it was leaked. And I'm talking about the midday form. Let's be real now. I'm talking about the midday form. Midnight form is a little bit, I mean, it's okay, it's cool. But the midday form, I love the wolfiness of it, you know? I love the design. It has very good stats. It can do what it wants to do pretty well. If you slap a Focus Sash on this thing, it can set up your rocks for you. It deals pretty good damage with its rock-type stab moves. You can even use a rock-type Z move. That's gonna be doing a lot of damage. Its design is amazing. It has those little rocks coming off its neck. And it seems like the true evolution to Rockruff because it has that shared coloration. And it doesn't have that huge change in it like Midnight form Lycanroc has. Ever since Generation 4, when this guy was introduced, Garchomp has been one of those high-tier threats, and it's never really dropped from there. Even with a 4 times weakness to Ice, which is a pretty good attacking type, Garchomp remains one of the strongest dragon types, one of the strongest Pokemon in the competitive metagame, and of course, you can't forget about Cynthia's Garchomp. Yeah, go and just land another Dragon Rush. 75% hit rate. Just land all your Dragon Rushes. In fact, crit me. Just, yeah. That thing, you walk into Elite Four, not only does she have a good team to start off with, her ace is a Garchomp with a wide moveset, one that for some reason never seems to miss Dragon Rush on me, and manages to get the flinches. Like, thanks Garchomp, I really appreciate that, but I love Garchomp. I love using it. It's a fantastic Pokemon. It has an amazing speed tier. It's just above those base 100s. It's powerful as anything. You can run it so many different ways. Garchomp is definitely one of the best dragons in Pokemon. Heading over to 6th gen, we have my favorite 6th generation starter, which is Chespin. This adorable little guy. I have loved him since the first second I saw him. It was like Lycanroc. As soon as I saw this thing, when we were doing all the speculation and the leaks are coming out for Generation 6, I saw this guy and I was like, I am picking this one. This is going to be my starter. And when we saw the mid-evolution Quilladin, I just thought, maybe I've made a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have, jumped on the Chespin train so early. But the final evolution came out, Chestnut is an absolute monster. But the reason it's Chespin here and not an evolution is because it's just that instant love I had for it when I first saw it. I picked it first when I played through the game. That was actually a Let's Play on my channel. I did a Nuzlocke, and he survived the whole game. He was called Sonic. It was fantastic. I love Chess. He's just a little cute little guy. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Following on from Chespin, we have one of the best water types in the Pokemon competitive meta game. We got Suicune here. And every time I look at Suicune, I'm like, Calm Mind. Rest. Scald. Ice Beam. But having Suicune on your team and battling against Suicune is two completely different things. When it's on your team, you're like, yeah, this is great, just stall everything. When you're fighting against it, it's like, please, just let this thing die already. Suicune is a fantastic Pokemon, just in general. I didn't really use it all that much in Crystal and when I played through the second generation game, so that's probably why it's so high up on this list. I'm sure if I used it more, I would have that nostalgia. I still think it is an amazing Pokemon, though. Definitely one of the best water types you'll ever come across in Pokemon. Number 74 is gonna be Chandelure. Now, Chandelure is a bit of an interesting one. And whenever I look at Chandelure, I'm like, this thing has to be really fast, but it's just not. It doesn't have that speed it needs. You can run a Choice Scarf on it, of course, absolutely, but Chandelure has this amazing design. I don't know why they didn't think of the chandelier being possessed by a ghostly spirit before, but they got it. They eventually did get it, and they came out looking amazing. It's shiny form, looking more like just a normal chandelier, but still very cool one. Incredibly powerful, very good typing, and absorbing those fire type moves with its flash fire makes it even stronger. So Chandelure, one of the best ghost types you can find in Black and White. If you haven't used one yet, I would definitely recommend you pick one up. Next up is a Moonguss. Now, if I had made this list, say, a year ago, then a Moonguss would not have even come close of scraping the top 500. Never mind the top 100, but I drafted a Moonguss in UCL Season 2 and got to use it in competitive battling, and I really got to see, like, its full potential. Honestly, a Moonguss is very underrated, in my opinion. It can be used a lot of different ways, not just your Spore, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and something else, say. No, that can be very versatile. For example, using an Assault Vest, relying on that Giga Drain and Regenerate to boost your health up, being very, very bulky, along with a good typing. There might be a lot of Grass Poison types out there, but it's still a good typing. The design kind of brings it down a bit. I don't know why they thought it'd be a good idea to put a Pokeball on a Pokemon. Looking at you, Voltorb. But still, Moonguss is very, very good and very underrated. So, if you haven't yet used a Moonguss, like I said for Chandelure, you should definitely try one out. Alakazam is just good. Like, I could sit here and explain the many different ways in which Alakazam is great, but it's just a good Pokemon. Like, it has a very diverse moveset, it has incredible stats, it has really good speed, really good special attack. It's an absolute monster in Generation 1, where Psychic type was the most overpowered typing available, and there was only a few of them. You can get your Mewtwo, you can get your Alakazam, or you could settle for a Mr. Mime, but Alakazam has just been good throughout the entire Pokemon series. It's frail, but that's okay, because it has the speed and attacking power to make up for it. Honestly, Alakazam is just good. Alright, so finishing off today's list, we're gonna have an evolution here. Sylveon coming in at number 71. Now, when Sylveon was first introduced, I had to try it out. I had to give it a shot. So, the first time I played through X and Y, I picked up an Eevee, and I was like, okay, you're gonna love me. I spent a lot of time in Pokemon and Me with it, making it love me, feeding it treats, playing minigames with it, and eventually evolved into a Sylveon, and it didn't have any good moves. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to carry you for a while. But as soon as it learned Moonblast, it went into a league of its own. It became an absolute powerhouse. And that's not even considering the fact that it can get Pixelate Hyper Voice as well, which makes it an absolute monster in 6th generation metagame. I don't know about 7th gen just yet, we'll have to see how that goes. But 6th gen, this thing was an absolute beast of a thing. Along with the fairy typing, which is just good by itself, Sylveon is one of the best evolutions. Alright, so that is gonna finish off today's list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do destroy that like button right below this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.